there is something strange going on in Iceland, and it's not only on the Reykjanes Peninsula. That is very strange what's happening with that volcanic system there. So it's moving in a very strange curve, like a hook. So, and it's still rumbling. It looks like it's moving somewhere else. And if you've seen my last video about the Mantle plume, a hotspot that's underneath Iceland, you might wonder what is going on. But I'd like to show you something, guys, before we dive deeper into the whole topic with this earthquake swarm. If you look at that map here, that shows Iceland here. Little Iceland, we've got Greenland here. And now let's have a look at the last 24 hours at the earthquakes. The bigger the circle, the bigger the earthquake. So this is the North Atlantic ridge here that you see here. And we have another 5.5 on April 5th local time. And we just had a 6.9 there and many others in the higher 5 ranges. So if I go to the last 48 hours, the picture gets a little bit clearer. And if I go to last week, whoa, do you see this? This was this super crazy swarm that looked like an Easter egg swarm. And they don't show all the earthquakes here because this starts at magnitude 0 and up. I'll blend in quickly another picture of how that swarm looked, but it's absolutely crazy. But here, this is crazy too. Very unusual that they're in such a high range here. That's the 5.5. I probably won't be able to click that larger yellow one that shows you the 6.9. It won't let me, but it was a 6.9. And then many in the higher ranges here. I also have a list that shows this. So this is unusual, what's going on here in this area. But certainly it's unusual what's going on in southwestern Iceland. And this is the Reykjanes Peninsula. And I'll show you a better map soon. But I'd like you to look at this. What is going on here? What is going on here? We will look at a detailed map. I just wanted you to have a little bit of an overview that this is strange. So let's have a look at the earthquake maps from the Icelandic Meteorological Office. Reykjanes Ridge, let's start with that from April 5th and April 6th. Everything that's a green star, that is magnitude 3 or higher. And you see there's quite a few of those. And also here you see that strange curve that is happening on the Reykjanes Peninsula. And then we can go to the map that shows us the Reykjanes Peninsula. There you can really see the earthquakes a little bit less, but in the higher magnitudes, in the magnitude 3 something, continue into Sunday, April 6th in Iceland. And again, that strange curve. Is that system traveling? Is the magma traveling somewhere else? And I'm showing you also here earthquakes from the whole country. There you see it's really focused, the green stars, and most of the activity is focused on the Reykjanes Peninsula, and it's somehow moving east in a weird curve. So yeah, maybe something's moving, but something started moving again as well. I reported in my last video, the land rise underneath Svartsengi has started again, and it's way faster than before, way faster than it was before that short eruption that we just saw started. So that is not over. It's not that we can say over and out underneath Svartsengi, that magma chamber is not filling up again, and now everything is traveling northeast or somewhere. Nope, that landrise, you see it here. This is a map from the University of Iceland. It's starting again. And in addition to that, now we have this strange earthquake curve in the neighboring volcanic systems. There's several volcanic systems on the Reykjanes Peninsula. You see the map here. So it doesn't look like it's completely traveling away from the Svartsengi system into something else, but is a second system being activated here? by that tension that might have been produced by this 20-kilometer long magma dike that the last event has produced. So this is the strange thing. And we know the Reykjanes Peninsula in 2023 woke up from an 800-year dormancy, and experts said this can last decades or centuries. So there's a lot of time for that volcanic activity now to develop. And scientists have said we could see simultaneous systems being activated, and we could also see simultaneous eruptions. That's the scary part with this. So it is a very interesting and thrilling time right now in Iceland. In my opinion, way more, I don't want to say concerning, but alerting than the last 2 years, because now it seems to be massive. Something bigger is going on, together with that North Atlantic ridge that's showing these unusual events. Both areas are showing these unusual events. We see earthquakes, for example, at the Grindavik system that is east of the magma intrusion of that 20-kilometer long magma dike. And also we see earthquakes in the western part, west of Reykjanes, and at Eldi, that's this big rock island, just a rock, you can't do anything on that, also connected with the North Atlantic ridge. We have seen a 3.4 earthquake, that's one of the green stars at Eldi. But then we also have a green stars at the Grindavik system, magnitude 3.1, and a few others as well. And we see changes in the land displacement, horizontal displacement in both systems, also at Grindavik. We have seen a land rise at the Grindavik system as well. So is this only related to this massive 20-kilometer long magma dike that is spreading tensions in the other areas because it has intruded into the rocks, it has broken through? It's like miners used explosive to build a 20-kilometer long tunnel. So has that brought the tension to other areas, or is there really something more serious going on? We don't know, guys, and the scientists don't know. And the land rise that is happening under the Svartsengi area, where we have the power plant and the Blue Lagoon, is at least as intense as it was before everything began in that area, before November 10th, 2023. That's why some are saying, are we now at the repeat point? We had this other magma intrusion. Now, is it restarting now? Powerfully restarting with an eruption every 4 to 6 weeks? It does not look like it's over. A few scientists have declared that with that last eruption, it will be over. But now it looks like it's getting worse again. It's not dying down. There's enough magma, as it seems, coming from below, from deep below. And I explained in my other video, there's a Mantle plume, a hot spot underneath Iceland, like a lava lamp. It's bubbling up to the surface. But what does that mean? This is something that we have to really understand. If we're in the same situation like 2023, the next eruption could be almost imminent, maybe in a month, maybe in a month and a half, because we've got the same fill rate. That's why I said it's repeating. So basically, what does that mean? Mid-May, end of May. And if it erupts again, where we've seen that 6-hour eruption, like even inside of the Grindavik defense wall, and if that eruption lasts longer, I would say good night for Grindavik. This is crucial, guys. This is not good, in my opinion. So kind of we thought, with the last eruption, it was dying down and they were moving further north and to the east. So with the last eruption, it was critical for the Blue Lagoon and Svartsengi, but not for Grindavik. They started to rebuild Grindavik, fixing up homes, fixing up cracks, and now this. And we still have new cracks opening in that area. But not only Grindavik, also if you go further north towards Reykjanesbrau in Voga. So it's going across the Reykjanes Peninsula now. So I think all these scientists that predicted the end, the volcano, again, I like to say that, said, hold my beer. I'm doing exactly the opposite. But there's other volcanoes on Iceland. And if we see the earthquakes, we're like, right? And the interesting part is, if you look at that map, we have on the left side Stora Skogfell, and then we see Fagradalsfjall, and we see Keilir, we see Voga, and we see that these earthquakes are moving towards the Kleifarvatn. That's a lake there, and another system. And we just had another 3.1 there on April 5th. At a depth of only 4.5 kilometers. And they keep telling us earthquakes can be expected to be felt in populated areas. So they think that everything that we see here is still aftershocks from that massive magma intrusion, and that the area needs to recover. As it is with this volcano, it's a waiting game, it's a wait and see what is going to happen. It's very interesting. We should really watch Iceland right now, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, subscribe, leave it a like, click the notification bell. And if you want to support the channel, check out the links in the description of this video. You can buy us a super or buy me a coffee to keep me going. It goes to support my animals on my buymeacoffee.com/silky site. Link is also in the description underneath the video player underneath this video, so just scroll down. And thank you so much for being here. If you want to become a supporting member of this channel, click the join button or the link in the description. You get some behind the scenes videos and what's going on in my private life, and some outtakes and stuff like this. So guys, I hope you're doing great where you are, and I hope to see you soon in the next one. And check out this interesting video about the Mantle plume that could be, or is definitely underneath Iceland, but what could happen with this Mantle plume, because it might have ripped apart the Pangaea continent. So check this out. I see you soon. Bye.